And Belt, what's going on, everybody? Your world champions is back with you guys on a Tuesday. I got Man Up and I got Joey, who is looking kind of different right about now. We're going to get to that in a minute. Gentlemen, good evening to you all.
I'm going to let Joey have this one because Joey looks stressed out right now.
Joey, it's just, nothing's working right now as far as technology, and that's straight up trash right now.
All right. So Joey, I'm gonna do like I do our guests right now. I'm gonna tell you to turn your camera landscape so at least we get the long version of you. I would appreciate that so much. Good job, Joey. There you go.
This is true. I can't even set it up like this.
Joey's having some difficulties today, y'all.
It's all good. Yeah, your world champions is back with you on a Tuesday. But if you missed it, your world champions were on Twitch exclusively on Sunday. And man, did we have a great time over there on Twitch on Sunday, guys. That was absolutely amazing. We saw some great freaking matches. We saw 2 matches of our guests tonight, Joey.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun over there. We want to thank everybody that joins us on Twitch, joined us, and does join us over there for our exclusive content over there. We had a lot of fun, and those of you who showed up, including ourselves, you got a chance to see her in action in these matches and really gain an understanding of who we're going to be talking to today.
All right, so without further ado, let's get ready to bring on our special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, the goddess of the night, Nyxx.
Intro, y'all. I like that.
The goddess of the night, Nyxx, is here on Bells and Belts. Nyxx, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Hey, we're doing outstanding. Well, me and Man Up are doing great. Joey, on the other hand, this technical difficulties, man.
We're gonna try to make it better for you, Joe. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It's all good. I'm still pulling my computer up so I can get proper here in just a second.
So we're gonna be going in. We're gonna be checking in. We're gonna be checking in, Joey.
It's all good. Keep it going.
Definitely go keep it going. So we definitely appreciate you giving us the time and joining us tonight.
No problem. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely. So
I see y'all with y'all belts though. Okay.
Exactly. Hey, we're the Bells and Belts world champions here. I mean, come on now.
Where'd you go? Oh Lord.
Oh, we like to have fun. What we do here at Bells and Belts. But for those who are not really not familiar with you and whatnot, we'll have them get to know you a little bit and whatnot. If you guys out there watching, first of all, we thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you got questions for the goddess of the night, make sure you put them in the comments. We're gonna shoot them up. We got one comment already from Mr. William Bean who's tuning in. He's out there showing us love. All right, so for hold up. There we go. All right. So as we jump into this crazy world of professional wrestling and whatnot, we always tend to ask our guests, one of the first questions we tend to ask is what is your first wrestling memory?
I can't really pinpoint one.
Okay.
So I was the baby of 4 in my household. Okay. I have an older sister and I have 2 older brothers.
Okay.
And my brothers loved wrestling.
Sure.
And obviously, because why not? But you know how the WWE, then WWF or whatever would have that thing that would say, "Don't try this at home." brothers are slow, so they tried it at home, and I was the crash test dummy. And
whoa,
one of my brothers is 5 years older than me, the other one is 7 years older than me, so I was little.
Wow,
which made me the perfect crash test dummy. And then I was just as slow as them because I loved it. So I was taking the last ride, the walls of Jericho, tombstones, just all kinds of stuff as a kid. The reason why I probably don't have a memory is because it probably got knocked out of me.
That makes sense. Oh my gosh, that makes sense. Okay, all right. So it just seemed like a natural evolution from wrestling your brothers to getting into the square circle. When did that happen? What was that like?
So I gave myself a really hard time with my journey because a lot of people that I've met that have been doing this, they've been doing it since they were like 16, 17, 18. They started really early. I didn't. So right now I'm 29 years old. I'm about 3.5 years in the ring.
Okay.
And what happened? Sibling upbringing done right. So I want to say I started thinking about it probably like in college, but of course, college life, I'm an adult, I have responsibilities and stuff. I had other stuff I had to handle. Then I had kids. I have 2 sons.
Okay.
So life happened and all the things, and I think I reached a point where I was like, I've had 2 kids. I didn't start super young, so it's probably just not going to happen, right?
Right. And
then in 2020, Edge came back in the Royal Rumble, and that was it was a huge thing for me because I watched this guy that I watched when I was a kid, have to be forced to retire, and then against all odds, he was told that he'll never wrestle again. He came back 9 years later from a broken neck at the Royal Rumble. And I was like, well, if Edge can come back from a broken neck, 2 kids should not stop me from being a wrestler.
Okay.
So again, this was in like 2020. I started looking for schools and stuff like that. I started sending emails, Facebook messages, calling people, just doing all kinds of things, trying to find a place to train.
Right.
And I ran into the same wall all the time. It was like, we don't train new people or we won't train a woman. I'm like,
wow.
That's dumb.
That's surprising. Okay.
I found it was North Delta Championship Wrestling in Mississippi. And it was like 3 hours from my house. So I was like, I talked to my oldest brother, the one who used to beat me up the most. And I was like, hey, I found a place. I want to start wrestling. I found a place to train. Will you give me a ride? So he drove me down there. I took my first bump and I was like, yo, this is it. This is what I'm finna do. And then COVID said,
that was gonna be my next question. Was like
COVID shut all my dreams down in 2020.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, you won't be doing that.
Oh wow!
Like, dang, that's so ghetto. So, COVID shuts the world down. I wallow in self-pity for a while, and then once things start to lift a bit towards the end of 2020, I was like, no, I'm gonna wrestle anyways. So I kept looking, and one of the guys that I met at North Delta, do y'all know who Gio Savage is? If you don't,
seen the name.
He's amazing. Okay. Gio is a really great guy, and he's a really good worker. So I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, bro, do you know anywhere that's a little bit closer to where I'm at that will train a new female wrestler? So he told me about All Pro Wrestling in Marianna, Arkansas. He was like, it's a locker room full of great guys. They just opened up a school. You should reach out to them. So I reached out to Ricky Kennedy, the owner.
Okay.
He invites me out to a show. It was the very first indie show I'd ever been to.
Okay.
Like ever. So I went and the crowd was so electric. Like even the kids were wild, y'all. I can't even stress that enough. The kids were like, yeah, hit him again. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Violent child. I relate to you. Like, I love this. And then I talked to Ricky and Buck Skinner. Those are the main two that trained me. You should also know who Buck Skinner is. If you don't, please look him up. He's also amazing. But I talked to them. They invited me out to a training, and it's really just been history ever since then.
Yeah. I was. You actually said you took that first bump, and you knew this was it.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. I was like, talk us through. Like you took that bump. What went through your mind?
I first of all, I was that kid that like fought other kids whenever they said wrestling was fake. Like you're not gonna play in my face. You're not gonna tell me that wrestling is fake.
Me too.
But when I took the first bump, you definitely couldn't tell me that wrestling was fake. we as wrestlers make it look like it's something that's just easy, and that's because we've just kind of grown a callus to it.
Sure.
But bumping hurts.
It does.
Those rings are made out of wooden planks and metal rods. Those things hurt.
Oh yeah.
So that bump, I was a little sore. I was a little sore afterwards.
Yeah, that and running the ropes. Yes. Yeah. I've been there. So I know. Like I've had imprints. I've had the bruises. Like, all right. Like each row 50 times. Go. Like, wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So funny thing about running ropes. One of the guys that I trained with, his name is Austin Rathchild.
Okay.
So, I'm not gonna cuss, but I have this saying where I'll just be like, "Mama didn't raise no B." That's my mantra. That's how I really get stuff done. So they kind of oh, my friend is here.
Yeah. Welcome.
So it's one of those things that I use to kind of push through things, but they kind of use it to challenge me.
Sure.
Because I don't like to look like a punk.
Sure.
So one day he was like, "Well, why don't we end training with running 50 ropes?" And I was like, "Okay, I ain't no punk. Let's make it 75." He was like, "Well, if you ain't no punk, let's make it 100." I said, "Bet." So me and him crisscrossed and ran 100 ropes. We were dead by the end of training.
I love it. It.
Nice.
Awesome. Good deal, Joey.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about North Delta Wrestling because that's where I'm from is the Delta, but I haven't lived there I was in the business from 1998 to 2008, so all that was way after me, and I'm like, I've seen some different wrestling companies out of there. Were they connected with? Was that connected with James Curtis, or is he a different thing? I'm trying to remember the guys like up in Charleston.
So I think I think it might be a different thing, but I didn't work with North Delta as much. The only real interaction I had was that training, and then I would see them at like other shows. So like this company was kind of a branch off of North Delta.
Okay,
I got you.
Yeah.
Good deal. Since you already pointed to the belts, I mean, we're bells and belts here. We kind of love championship belts, and you haven't figured it out yet. So go ahead and walk us through these belts that you have in the background, and we're gonna put that spotlight on you real quick.
Okay. So this pretty baby right here, this is the Alpha Wrestling Association Women's Championship. I'm the inaugural holder. It's the first belt that I've ever held. And I've held it ever since.
Go ahead, pick it up. Go ahead, and pick it up because
you want to up close?
We're
close up on it.
We're those guys.
Look how she gleaming. Look at that.
Yeah, that is nice.
And on that purple too, I love it.
Yes, isn't that gorgeous? Nobody is taking this from me. Period.
I love it.
It's not up for grabs at all. I'll throw hands for this.
Okay. She's serious about hers, y'all.
I am. Yes. I am. This one right here, this one was really, I'm not gonna say it's super special to me because this is my home company. So this is All Pro Wrestling, Marion, Arkansas. If y'all have never seen an APW show, what are you doing with your life? Get it together. Okay. So what's really special for me is, for one, I finally won a championship with my home company. It took me 3 years to get this.
Okay.
And I was the first woman they'd ever had on their roster. So like I started just fighting guys. Wow. And when you're working for a company that's all men and then it's just you, there's no women's championship. So it's kind of hard to see, like, I don't see myself being the heavyweight champion realistically of APW. It would take a lot of, moving around that ring to make that happen. So I never really saw myself holding any championship there. But with this one right here, I faced 2 men in a triple threat to earn that.
I love that. Nice.
So being the first woman to ever hold a championship there, and it's my home company, just kind of, did I cry a little bit of thug tears, just a little bit. Let me readjust this one right here. And then this one right here. So good old EPW.
Yes.
Louisville, Mississippi. This is the latest one that I've won. Was I kind of pushing to win this one? Absolutely. And one of the reasons why is because you see that title right there, that thing that says Lady Thanos below my name?
Yes.
What that means is any company that I step into, if they have a title that I can hold, my reign is inevitable. I'm going to win it.
Ooh.
So this being around my waist was a given. It was going to happen regardless. But even more so, there was this girl that was holding it. Her name was Maddie, the American Baddie.
Yes. We watched that match. We watched that match.
She was just doing way too much talking for me.
Okay.
You know, Nyxx don't like to talk too much. I like to fight.
Okay.
I throw hands. And she was talking, but she wasn't prepared for these hands. So I just had to. She looked like her back was hurting a little bit from carrying this. So I just took that right up off her. I love it because I lift weights. I squat people. It's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to ask you about. Since we you touched on the EPW title last, what got you started with EPW? How did you get on their radar? How'd y'all make contact?
So I was on Memphis Wrestling for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of the people who are on Memphis Wrestling, most of the time inevitably end up on EPW.
Okay.
So I got on EPW's radar from working over at Memphis.
Okay.
Which honestly, I probably would have been on their radar at some point anyways, just because of the area that I wrestle in.
Right.
And there are not a lot of women in our area.
Right.
And I was fighting everybody. So they were going to see me. But that was Memphis Wrestling was kind of the segue in how I got to EPW. And it took me a while to get to that one. But every female in that locker room knew that I was coming for that. So
I love it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I noticed one thing from watching the match Sunday too, especially the cage match with you and Diana Taylor. That was nice. But I have to say, like, one thing I pointed out when we were talking about that match is I see women on WWE television and the way y'all locked up, the way y'all wrestled, I don't see women wrestling like that on national TV. And it bothers me because y'all stuff looked great. It was snug. Yeah, that's what I look for. That's what I look for when I like wrestling. I like to see that stuff. So for me, I was like, damn, like I was very much engaged in the match. Like it was very good. So that was one thing I noticed. Because I haven't seen. Obviously I followed EPW a little bit. I'm obviously aware of who Diana Taylor is too. Obviously, she's been a star in Memphis Wrestling as well. She's out there too.
Yeah.
Tell us about. Because obviously, we don't see a lot of women's cage matches either.
You
Tell
really
us about
don't.
that.
So that cage match with Diana, that was a long time coming. Me and Diana have been fighting for years, for literal years.
Yes.
But one of the things, even though we were kind of on opposing sides, one of the things that me and Diana could always agree on is women's wrestling wasn't getting enough attention.
Right.
And again, like I appreciate all the women that came before me in this business. So before I say this, I'm not disparaging anything that they did because they laid the groundwork for me to be who I am in the ring. But the way that people used to look at women's wrestling and the way that some people still look at it, they think that we're just in there just trying to be pretty. I am pretty, but I fight. And I want to be taken seriously when I'm in the ring. And Diana was the same way. So a lot of what we were doing was fighting for us to be seen as equals to the guys in the locker room. And then, they kind of started throwing us a bone here and there, giving us a little bit more time. And I was like, okay, this is great, but we want more.
Right.
I'm greedy. This is cute, but I need y'all to see that we're serious about this. And then one day they finally approached us and they were like, we want you and Diana to be in the first ever EPW women's cage match. I said, see, now we're talking. This is what I want. I want kendo sticks. I want chairs. I want chains. I want to see a trash can lid. And they made all that happen. So
I
Nice.
loved it. I love it. One of the things that we was talking about as well was
Mhm.
that what when you working with Memphis Wrestling, working with EPW, their stuff is televised. It's getting out there. You're getting that exposure.
Mhm.
Working in front of the camera, knowing where the hard camera is, all that good stuff as well. And we saw that as seen on Ring of Honor, AEW. Like you did that. Talk to us about that experience, especially with you being three and a half years in and whatnot, and you get that opportunity. Definitely hats off to you. Talk to us about that experience for you.
So a lot. Everybody that's like, well, not everybody, most people that have made it big, they started somewhere really small, which a lot of people don't really pay attention to us when we're at this really small level. And a lot of what we do is behind the scenes. So you can go back and see like, well, such and such used to be a security guard with the WWE, and this person used to do that, and this person was here. So a lot of our stuff is like us sending emails and us doing all these things, just trying to get a shot.
Right.
So AEW and Ring of Honor, they were coming to Memphis, or they came to Memphis in October of 2023. I knew they were coming. I had done a Jerry Lynn seminar earlier that year.
Yeah.
Really great guy. He's super awesome. He gave me a whole bunch of advice. He's the one who told me to send an email.
Okay.
I was like, Jerry Lynn is co-signing. I'm sending the email.
There you go.
I'm going. So I sent the email. I sent the email like months and months before anything, but I never got an email back. So I forgot that I sent one. And then I get an email inviting me to the taping. I'm like,
okay.
Excuse me? What? But again, I wasn't, because they're not going to send an email and be like, hey, you have a match. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. No. I was just happy to be there. So I get there, I'm soaking it in, and this is at the FedEx Forum. 10 years, like to the day, 10 years before that, my brother had taken me to my very first WWE show.
Okay.
He won tickets from his job, and he was like, hey, I just won these tickets from my job. Do you want to come? Are you dumb? Yeah. Of course I want to go. So 10 years later, I'm in the FedEx Forum, kicking in the back, taking in the scenery, just trying to be great. And then I hear, so Nyxx, you have a match. Timeout. Who? Me? Your name is Nyxx, right? Yeah, you have a match. I'm freaking out. Freaking out. It was against Layla Hirsch. That lady is like 4 foot nothing, but she is strong, y'all.
Layla's a beast. She's a beast. I've seen her in action.
I had to have a very serious conversation with God after that match. But
yes.
So I have the match. The match goes well. I get some good feedback in the back, and I'm like, yo, I'm like 10 years to the day from the time my brother took me to see, I want to say it was Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
10 years later, I'm wrestling in the FedEx Forum for Ring of Honor.
Nice.
Fast forward to July of last year. I go back out. Was it June or July? One of the months.
Right.
They're like, yeah, you have a match with Diamante. Time out. I'm freaking out again. But, that match went well. And it really, after those matches, after any of my matches, but especially those, it really made me sit down and be like, man, I've been extremely fortunate in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
There's some people who've been doing this a really long time that didn't get some of the shots that I've had. And I really don't want to take those for granted because Absolutely. I didn't have to be there. That could have been anybody else.
Exactly. And you telling me that whatnot, like you went and they called you back when they came back. So like that if that is like if that is like the biggest compliment,
Yeah.
The truth is, to be honest with you, and this is for me observing, it didn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
Okay. When you look at the crop of, and this is something I wish, and I'm sure you can attest to this, you could relate to all people working the indies, male or female.
Mm-hmm.
You look, when you were on Ring of Honor, you look like a star. You had good gear on. You had everything. That's the difference. Some people don't invest in their look and things like that. And if you're ever going to get a shot at that stage, you can't come in there, like in that, like what was that documentary they did with the guy using packing tape on his boots and stuff like that?
Yeah.
When he was getting a tryout with TNA. It's like you can't make it to that point where you're getting a tryout with a national company and not have gear, that looks like you're ready to go on TV. You can't do that. So
you can't, and that actually, it really makes me feel nice that you said that, because the gear, well, part of the gear that I wore for Ring of Honor, the black and gold, I made part of that.
Nice.
Wow.
And I'm not a seamstress. Like the little arm things that I was wearing, I made those. That was the first thing I ever made. I made the bra. I made my, what do I call it? My little leg sleeves and stuff. Like, yeah, I made those. So
Nice.
that makes me feel nice. If you look too close, it looks a little ghetto, but it's okay.
No, you stand out, including when we're watching your matches like on EPW and the other indies that you do. It's like you stand out because some people don't put any money into their look and their gear and stuff like that. And when Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE, they come looking, they're going to look right past you if you look like you can't step onto TV, looking the part and looking like. So that matters a whole lot. I mean, I've definitely seen those tryouts myself in person and seen people get pooped on because they didn't have their shit together. I mean, maybe they can work. That's part of it, but when you go in on national TV, you can't go on there with busted up gear and stuff. You can't do that.
You got to look like something, because you got to understand, if they're choosing you, that means that they're choosing you to represent their company. Whether or not you have a contract, they're still placing you on their platform. So if you are looking like who did it and why, they're not going to want you representing them. That's not how this works. It's a really, I did the Mickie James masterclass a couple years ago. Nice. I love this woman with all my heart. Let me just lay that out there.
Yes, absolutely.
But she was really down to earth, and she was very straightforward. She was like, this is a vain business. This business, there are some people that, you can say they aren't lookers, but those are anomalies. Most of the time, people are watching it for the spectacle of it. They love the way it looks. So if you look like crap, nobody's going to want to watch you. Yeah. And I like pretty things anyways. So I just incorporate that into whatever I'm wearing in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a question for you. Another question too. We just got introduced to this whole WWE ID thing. Now you are on a different side of it than us, obviously, because we don't, all we hear is what Dirt Sheets put out, which is nothing. Yeah. So you're on the talented of it where realistically, I could definitely see you being somebody that they do look at for this, and somebody from not far from you just got that opportunity, Mr. Aaron Roberts. So I just kind of wonder, from the talent perspective, what do you think about this program they just came out with, and what does that mean for talent on the indies?
I think it's really cool, because one of the things that that I noticed people were getting really apprehensive about was the WWE seemed to be like going for college athletes.
Right.
Which is great. Like with the athleticism and stuff, that's amazing. But it kind of made a lot of people who have been on the indies forever, because I can't speak on that. I've only been in for a few years. But people that have been on the indies forever, it's like, okay, well, I've done all this work trying to get there, and now they're probably not even going to look at me because they want somebody fresh out of college, haven't picked up any bad habits from the road, things like that. Right. So I think with the WWE ID program, it kind of brought back hope to indie wrestlers, because it's like, okay, now I still have a shot of them looking at me. Like, Aaron's been doing this 10 years. Well, probably 11 now. So he earned it, to be real. Like, there were a lot of people that felt some kind of way, and they were like, oh, well, I would have picked this person to get ID'd first. I would have picked this person. It doesn't matter. He got picked.
Right.
And he worked for 10 years to get picked. So give the man his accolades. It doesn't mean nobody else is going to get picked. He was just the first person from Memphis that did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Man up. You have a question?
I'll be letting y'all keep going, because I got something at the end. Go ahead.
Okay. Why are you waiting for the end?
Go ahead.
Holy crap, man.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're at a good time, Joy. We're going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring out something new here on Bells and Belts, Nyxx, and we're going to ask you to participate. A little something that we like to call Word Up.
I love the theme music.
That's something like It'll be like 5 hours to do that quick 5 seconds. I'm just saying.
Snap.
All right. So this all right. So what we're doing? This is like a little word association. We're gonna pop up a word on the screen. I'm gonna ask Nyxx to tell us what's the first thing that comes to mind when she sees this word.
I'm already stressed out.
No, we're all about fun. We're all about fun. After you answer, you're gonna throw it to one of the persons on the panel, and then they're gonna answer as well. And we're gonna keep that as we go through there. If you're watching the audience, go ahead and play along. We're gonna throw it up on the screen. What y'all think? So, all right. So, you ready, Nyxx?
No, let's go.
Okay. All right. So the first word we have out there. What comes to mind when you hear baby face?
Two people initially popped up in my head, and that's Mackenzie Morgan and Marco Harris.
Okay.
Just because in this particular area, like I just can't see them being anything but babyface. The people love them. They have wonderful smiles. The people eat that up. So.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, throw it to somebody next.
Throw it to somebody. Man, I've been too quiet.
There you go. Get him.
Go.
All right, babyface for me, the first thing I think of, I will say, it's gonna be a little cliche, but I think of my daughter.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Platinum Source said Dusty. Generic driver. Cameo up in this piece. Word up. I was trying to think about catchy title. All right. Next one up. Finisher.
DDT.
Good. Nice. That's a nice one. All right. Choose one.
Joey, you up next.
For some reason, Death Valley Driver popped into my head. I don't know why. They just did. So
it just did. All right.
Yep. Well, no, it did when it first popped up. I was honest. I didn't change my initial reaction.
Okay.
What you do with her?
All right. All right. No, I was trying to get us all up on the fourth. So okay, we're good. All right. Curb stomp. All right. Yeah. RKO. Burning hammer. Good deal. All right. All right, Nyxx. Next one.
Jesus.
Foreign object.
Kendo stick.
Without hesitation.
So the first time I'd ever used a kendo stick and had a kendo stick used on me was the match that I had with Diana in the cage. I had been begging for years for somebody to give me a kendo stick, and I finally got it.
Nice. All right. Throw it to somebody.
You.
Oh, me. Brass knuckles. Something about brass knuckles, pulling them out. Yeah. More so back in the day when they used to they used to tape it up or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's old school though. That's old school. Phase forward fit life. Had brass nuts. First time watching. Appreciate you watching. Abdullah Sport. Yes. Okay. I'm there with you, Job. I'm there with you. Dinosaur had brass nuts as well. So good deal. Yeah, keep those coming, guys. Keep those coming. All right. Next we have a match. So if a match come to mind, what comes? What pops?
Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. I don't know why that's the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that, but Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Which one?
I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Right. I just know that I remember the theatrics of them trying to kill each other, and then I feel like Shawn Michaels damn near had to be dragged out after that match.
Okay.
I really wish I could remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, just because the Phenom, Heartbreak Kid, instant classic.
Absolutely. All right, throw it to somebody.
Joey, you again.
Yeah, why it popped into my head, I don't know, but it's the Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada match where Omega finally won the IWGP Heavyweight title.
Oh.
I don't know what popped into my head because same reason probably because Omega looked like he damn near killed himself for that match. And they went an hour, and he looked dead by the time he did have the belt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Good deal. Steamboat and Savage. I'm a macho man guy, so and Steamboat too.
Fair.
So coming up with Steamboat and Savage.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart Iron Man match. Okay. All right.
Classic.
Good deal. Buzz Sawyer, Tommy Rich, last battle of Atlanta. Okay. All right. In that match. All right. Good deal. All right. Next up. Tag team. So what tag team pops to your mind when you hear tag team?
The Hardys.
The Hardys. Okay.
The Hardys. And I'm gonna explain to you why. Well, for one, I love the Hardys. I've met them a couple of times because I've been out to TNA a couple of times.
Okay.
Really great guys. But the two people that my brothers used to model their torture after a lot were the Hardys. And I talked to Jeff, and I told Jeff, I thanked him because I was like, you weren't trying to, but you actually saved my life, because I became a wrestler and I've grown as a person after becoming a wrestler. But I became a wrestler because my brothers used to kick the crap out of me, acting like they were the Hardys. So yeah, that's great. Man Up, you're next.
That's my favorite tag team. So the Hardys.
Period.
I've expressed that plenty of times. That's my all-time favorite tag team.
Absolutely. We got our Harlem Heat fans out there. Brody and Hanson. Okay. All right. Christian. All right. Good deal. All right. Next up, Nyxx manager.
Paul Heyman.
Okay. Now, Paul Heyman or Paul E. Dangerously? Now, because prior to him coming to WWE, he had his AWA run as Paul E. Dangerously, WCW and ECW as well before he went behind the scenes. So
I'm gonna stick with Paul Heyman because that side of him is what I'm more familiar with. I've met Paul Heyman.
Okay.
And it's funny because like the whole my name is Paul Heyman. That's him in real life. It's just that's not how he speaks. It's very when I met him, he was like, "Oh, hello, my name is Paul Heyman." I'm looking at him like, "Sir, I know that.
Why are you working?"
Like, what do you mean? Of course you're Paul Heyman. I want you to know who I am. But yeah, he's a phenomenal manager. I just feel like whoever he touches turns to gold. Period.
Sure, absolutely.
Any minute you. Go ahead, Cedric. You got it.
All right. got to be Bobby the Brain Heenan for me. It's got to be. And Platinum is there with me. Phase 4, Fifth Life as well. Paul Heyman.
Period.
Got a couple Paul Heyman guys there, and we even got a
Jim Cornette.
Got Jim Cornette in there as well. So I love it.
Good. You mentioned Heyman and Heenan, and they both remind me of Ravishing Rick Rude.
Both. See, there you go.
I'm just saying, both of them.
Good
Come
deal.
on.
All right.
And the Brass Knucks reminded me of Ravishing Rick. Man.
I love it. All right, next one up. Faction
DX.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Sure.
Because I distinctively remember a whole era of children getting in trouble for doing this.
Jeez.
And it's been great ever since.
I love it.
Joey.
Oh, Faction. Now, see, because we were talking about Heyman, it went back to the Dangerous Alliance.
Yes.
Popped straight into my head. With second place to the Hollywood Clique.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it up to Jimmy Blaylock one time on the show.
Jimmy hit me with a championship belt and he bruised my face. Boo.
Damn.
Boo.
I love it.
Oh boy.
The Horsemen. Absolutely. We had DX. And Generic Jobber. He's specific about the Horsemen. He chose Tully R, Flair, and Wyndham. So
I mean, that was the lineup. I mean, I'm just saying like
the Bloodline.
Bloodline is really the faction.
Man Up's favorite. We got DX with all members. Okay, good deal. All right. Keeping this party going.
Promo.
Or not necessarily the promo itself, but who you think has a great promo?
Well, the first promo that popped into my head was when The Rock was like, "Die, Rocky, die." And one of the reasons for that is I was one of the extras for Young Rock season 3 because they shot it.
Really?
They shot it in Memphis.
Okay.
So, I sat there while the guy was doing his promo over and over and over. And he played the heck out of The Rock.
Okay.
He really did. But yeah, the Rock, I mean, it's The Rock, man.
Yeah,
Anytime his music plays, the crowd goes crazy. Anytime you see him grab a mic, he's gonna talk crap. And he's always been pretty solid at it. So I would say The Rock. Man up, your turn.
Paul Heyman, to me, has the best promos today.
Okay.
Paul Heyman.
Fair.
All right. Good deal. Jake Roberts, absolutely. You definitely cannot go.
He made you have nightmares with his promos. Jake the Snake especially heel Jake the Snake make you not be able to sleep.
Fair.
Absolutely.
Fair.
Faye said the bloodline is in the factions of family that will never end.
Oh Lord,
man! Shoot, the children, you will have children. That's what they gonna keep that
You're
going.
right. It will never end.
They are clearly squeezing every drop out of that money.
How many people are in that family?
Yes.
That faction, it will never disappear.
Ever.
It should.
They will always have a new cousin or brother or whoever popping up. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it should disappear right now.
I'm dead.
It ain't going nowhere.
We got
Lord.
CM Punk. Got CM Punk out there. And we got Raven. Joey will appreciate that one.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about CM Punk, AJ Lee's pipe bomb that she dropped was pretty solid too.
It was. Yeah.
I ate that up.
Yeah.
I did.
Pipe bomb, not my favorite, just jumps out when I think of promo. Absolutely. Somebody supposed to tend to associate that. So all right. That's up. Technician.
Ooh, because a couple popped into my head.
Yes.
Kurt Angle, Natalya, Chad Gable.
Okay.
She going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, God, there are a few. Some of them I don't really want to say because I'm not trying to catch no heat.
Sure, absolutely. We don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah.
No, we're gonna leave that alone. But yeah, I'll say the first 3 that really popped into my head.
Okay.
Are Kurt, Natalya, and Gable. And a lot of people, honestly, I really wish that Natalya would get a little bit more accolades for everything that she's put forth inside and outside of the ring. Because I met her too. She's a really phenomenal woman. But her work is solid.
Yes, absolutely.
It's solid. She's solid like that. Okay. In person?
Yes.
Built. So I would say her. Cedric.
Yes. Bret Hart.
Fair. Best there is, best.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I like to respect everybody that came before me.
Sure.
Bret Hart is one of those individuals that I would like to maintain respect. And I've heard a lot of Bret Hart slander in the last, I want to say, like year or so. And I'm just not having it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to act like this man wasn't the guy.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and the thing about it is what it's like. It's like folks come for Bret and whatnot. But at this point, when you put in the time, you put in the work, and you have a resume to back it up. You're a subject matter expert in what is going on. And it should be treated as such. So
like you're not going to tell me that Bret Hart is overrated. Watch your mouth, okay? let's calm down.
Exactly.
Ooh, Bryan Danielson is a good one.
Oh yeah, Bret Hart, Bryan Danielson, Owen Hart. Absolutely. So,
yeah.
All right, good deal. Entrance. Yeah.
God, that's hard because like different entrances give different things.
Exactly. If not like the whole presentation, the entrance, the music, the swagger, who's pop to your mind when you think of the entrance?
You know what's crazy? This one, it didn't really give much, but I'm gonna just say specifically 09 Randy Orton, because that man was and it's like his when you think about it in terms of entrances, his entrance was super simple. Okay. He didn't have to do much. He didn't have to do a bunch of jumping around, nothing. This man just literally walked like a menace to society. Okay. They still reference 09 Orton to talk about how bad a person is. It's 2025. Okay.
Yes.
So oiled up, bald head Randy just stalking slowly. He used his entire song for his entrance. But you never noticed because you were so transfixed on who he was going to kick in the head that day. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about more stuff though, Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels, when that music hit and he come out and he hype and then he hits this number right here, pyro in the back.
Okay.
And now we're talking about more because Batista, when he hit that right there.
Okay.
I could keep going. Let me stop. Joey, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna go with Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Okay.
I love Tanahashi's stuff, his entrance and everything. That's another guy. Is like ultimate. We're gonna talk about ultimate babyface too.
Yeah.
Like, but just what I love is that like Cedric saw him in Texas live at a New Japan show.
Yeah.
This guy barely can speak any English. Hasn't wrestled that many times in front of big crowds in America, yet when he comes out, everybody knows he is a huge deal and a huge star, and his entrance to me reflects that.
Yeah.
Good deal. We're gonna do a full panel of this because I want to do mine as well.
I need more.
Yeah, man up. What's yours?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Same.
When you hear that glass break, it's a wrap.
Exactly. It's like that first note, that huge pop. Did he come out badass? Yeah.
Yep. He come down there talking noise, bobbing that head. You don't know what he said, but you know he said something that you finna whoop your ass on. Yeah.
Him talking smack during his entrances is one of the reasons why, especially when I was a heel, like whenever you watch my matches with EPW and I would hit the curtain, you'll see me talking, and Stone Cold is why. You probably don't even hear what I'm saying, but you're gonna see me talk trash.
Exactly. The Brood.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That's a very good one. It says the Undertaker. So
yep.
Shawn Michaels 95 entrance of Triple H. My time with China. Okay. All right.
Austin 316.
All right. And Roman Reigns. So okay.
Roman Reigns has what do the kids call it nowadays? Aura? Ain't that what they call it?
The aura.
Aura. He has aura.
Yeah, he has aura.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the last one. I saved this one for last.
Okay.
Heel.
The first thing I thought was me, but I'm not a heel anymore.
Put yourself over. It's okay.
I'm not a heel anymore. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Now I'm turning over a new leaf, but don't try me. Try Jesus.
There you go.
So okay, I see OTC in the comments. I want to say, like, saying Roman Reigns is cool, but like he was more of a tweener for me because people loved him even when he was a heel. Heel wise, hating somebody's guts wise, 09 Randy Orton. I hated this man. I hated seeing him every week. I went to sleep crying some nights. I hated him so much because I was like, why is this man so evil? He out here RKOing people's wives and kissing them on the mouth. He didn't kick somebody's mama in the head. He didn't beat up John. Like, what are we doing? He was a terrible person. So let me see.
You said heel Sergeant Slaughter. I'm like, dang.
That was some heat though.
That was walk. So somebody needs to walk into his car. That was
that's like that's almost uncomfortable heat.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had to be walked to my car before a couple of times. I didn't even do that much though. I wasn't even doing that much. I made a couple wives mad because I told them that their husbands want me. That wasn't my fault.
Exactly.
I didn't lie.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh man, that was a good one.
I love that. Oh yeah. That man DDT Steph and handcuffed Triple H.
He kissed her on the mouth. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You got Orton and MJF.
All
right. Pick one.
Because he told a kid in a wheelchair to stand up for himself, and that's crazy. Like that's wild. That's wild.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Ravishing Nyxx Rude. I
I'm so
love
dead.
it.
Damn.
I love it.
I'm so dead.
Panel.
I want to hear everybody's opinion on this one.
Man up.
My favorite wrestler of all time, Kane.
Kane.
Okay.
I never think of Kane as a heel, to be honest. But
I don't know. When he got Lita pregnant, that was crazy.
It's like, but it wasn't his heel work. He was just there. All he had to do was be there. Everybody else was doing the character.
Well, he battery shocked Shane McMahon. Yeah, that was heel work.
I don't even see how we're talking about heels and we didn't say nothing about ravishing Rick Rude, because that man right there had to do nothing, and that whole crowd. He had heat from the time he walked through the curtain, and he had every crowd. That match at Beach Blast with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the 30-minute Iron Man match with him for the United States title. Rude stood out there, and that crowd was so loud booing him, he couldn't even get his shtick out on the microphone. I'm like, that man. Yeah. Just like his, but there was Rude, obviously in DX and everything was more of a tweener, but that was past the Rude character, him just being the heavy. But it's like Rude in his prime, dude. There was no better heel.
Yeah. Rude comes to mind. 1985-86 Macho Man. Yes. So yeah.
Or 89 hot dogging and grandstanding.
Yes, exactly. You coming? Hulk Hogan, you have lust in your eyes for Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is Dominic Mysterio a heel? Dominic Mysterio has that go away heat.
Yeah, he's also a chicken shit. He's a chicken shit heel. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and then I think, and this is not because I have no quarrels with this man, but he has what I like to term as like a punchable face.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there are a couple people like that, and he plays a role that makes you just want to punch him in the face. He's
playing that role well.
Yeah, he's doing his job. I don't think people really like being heels anymore, at least not in my area. And let me explain that, because like as a heel, you're gonna have to look stupid at some point.
Yes.
Nobody wants to look stupid. Everybody wants to look like a hot shot. I've looked dumb before. Mm-hmm. Can these girls whoop me? No, but I've had to look dumb when I was a heel. Like that's my job. So you have to understand that like the babyface is who the people want to see win. So chances are they're going to beat you at some point. Can you kick the crap out of them in the meantime? Yes. Should you kick the crap out of them in the meantime? Yes. Do your job. The job is to make the people hate you so much that they want to see people eat you alive.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I had fun being a heel. I'm not even gonna lie, because sometimes I have a bad day and I just want to toss a chick through a wall, and I can do that. So
exactly. Yeah. All right. As we come up to the top of the hour, this has been absolutely amazing. And us talking and whatnot. Next, we definitely will have to bring you back, and we're gonna have to bring you back for a watch along over on Twitch, because so we're gonna get with you on your schedule, because we know on weekends you're kind of busy. I'm doing something. I mean,
busy booked.
Exactly. But we're gonna get on your schedule, and we're gonna make something happen. I think we can have a very fun watch along. We're gonna come up with a good theme and everything. And we're gonna have some fun with that.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, let everybody know where they can follow you at.
Well, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I still got my TikTok. I have TikTok X at Nyxx the Goddess, NYXX THEGODDESS. If there are any added underscores, that is not me. Okay. I don't want to smoke. Leave me alone. I just want to be great. But yeah, follow me on all socials. I have some really, really, really exciting things planned for 2025.
Love it.
So y'all need to tune in so y'all could be there.
Absolutely, fellas.
Oh man, I have one last question for you before we go. I know you said you like to wrestle. You used to wrestle with your brothers and stuff. I know how that feel growing up with some of the sisters used to kick my ass, so I know how that feels. Now, with that being said, how much did that influence you though with your wrestling career?
It influenced.
No, let me change that. How much did that influence you with being athletic in your wrestling career?
Okay, so yeah, that definitely it influenced me a lot. I'm a little competitive.
Gotcha.
And a part of my competitiveness came from like I was the smallest in the house, so like I have to win something. What did Denzel say? I'm leaving here with something, you know. So that's kind of the mentality that I had, because like my brothers, of course, had the advantage of being, you know, boys, older, stronger, all those things. So I had to learn how to be faster.
Gotcha.
And learn to use a bit more of this as opposed to like trying to muscle out of some things. So that helped me a lot in the ring, especially given my first 6 months, I was facing nothing but men.
Gotcha.
But mama didn't raise no B. So
sure. I love it. I love it. Joey?
I got another question too that I forgot to ask. Who are some people, I guess a few names at least, people may not be familiar with, however, like especially for the promotions you work for, who would you point out, single out, or give a shout out to as people that really give to the business, people that really care about bringing each other up and do a lot for the business in general?
Diana Taylor. I fought her for years, but I had to give her accolades because she's been doing this like 8 or 9 years. I can't remember, but she's really giving in the ring, especially to people that are like newer. She's kind of one of those people in this area that, because people nowadays will say like, oh well, Nyxx is the gatekeeper of the women. I'm not the gatekeeper or nothing. Don't get me. But if there's somebody, especially in this area, that I will give accolades for anytime somebody new comes along that's like looking for a bit of guidance, Diana has been pretty solid when it comes to that. So she is definitely gonna get her flowers from me because she's a hell of a worker. Anybody in the APW locker room, anybody from this locker room here, being a woman in this business can be a lot sometimes.
Yes.
And I've been in quite a few uncomfortable situations as a woman in this business.
Sure.
But that's not a problem for me. Like every guy in that locker room, guy and gal now, I will headbutt somebody in the throat for them, and I know they'll do the same for me.
I love that.
Like it's very tight knit. It's very, very much a family. And anybody that comes to an APW locker room will leave saying it's probably the best, or at least one of the best locker rooms they've ever been in. So there.
Good deal. All right, from generic Java, one of our faithful ones. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you're absolutely a gem. We definitely appreciate you coming out, and just sharing your story with us. Let everybody out there know who Nyxx is.
I appreciate y'all for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely. Hey, your family now. We're gonna bring you back. We're gonna get some stuff. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have some.
When I come back, y'all gonna see some more of these. I need more.
Absolutely.
People don't call me Lady Thanos for a reason. I'll need all my Infinity Stones, all of them.
If all your promotions out there, if she's coming for them. She's coming for all of them. So,
hey, I'm already looking past that for her. I'm a be excited for her the day that contract comes through, and I think, and I know it will.
I
believe it. Knows what he's talking about.
And when that happens, you're coming back here so we can talk about it.
Yeah. And I got to get a contract. Mama got kids to feed, so
that's right. That's right.
Awesome. Yeah. Everybody who's tuning in, we definitely appreciate it. Before we get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button and that follow button and that subscribe button on every platform that you in. Do us a solid, help your boys out. We're all at all of our social medias, our group page, our business page on Facebook. We're on Twitch, you lucky devils. Make sure you follow us over there. That's where we're going to bring Nyxx back on. We're going to do some live watch-alongs. We might look at some promos, look at some matches. We're going to dive into it. So make sure you like and subscribe and follow us all over there. So again, Nyxx, thank you so much for joining us. We definitely
Thank you for having
appreciate the time. For the world champions, for Man Up and Joy, I'm Voice Editor D. We will see you guys here next week here on Bells and Belts.